Hey guys, what's going on today? Just hanging out in the garage here. It's a little chilly. I got her out earlier today and was riding her around this morning and just charging up the battery, making sure everything is running good. But she did great, but man, it was chilly. Today I've got a friend of mine coming over. He's a mobile mechanic named Kenneth. He's going to come over and take a look at a couple of things for me. So while I'm waiting on him, I want to show you guys something I got on eBay. I was just kind of browsing, looking for Jeep advertising, things like that, and I got this 1943, August 1943 Popular Science magazine. Let me show you inside. So on page 101, I saw something in here that was really interesting. Let me see, here we go. So cash prizes for your ideas on peacetime jobs for Jeeps. So if this came out in 1943, the war's still going on, but they're wondering, what are we going to do with all these Jeeps after World War II? And they were asking for people to submit their ideas, and they were paying cash prizes for their ideas. Initially, I was thinking, man, this is like a paid advertising gig for Willys, but I really don't think so. The prize money appears to come from Popular Science. It doesn't mention Willys and the fact that it's got 9 slots in the grill, I think is interesting. I think Willys would have known that after the war they were not going to be able to use that grill since it was owned by Ford. So anyway, I'm not real sure about the history of this contest. Anyway, I just thought it was really cool. If any of you guys know anything else about that, feel free to leave a message for me in the comments. So anyway, I thought that's kind of cool. While we're waiting on Kenneth, I was going to show you guys one other thing. A few months ago, Kenneth helped me completely redo my drum brakes. New brake lines, the whole shebang. We replaced the master cylinder. So after we got everything all back together, got the master cylinder back in place, I took it for a drive, and I noticed when I got out that my brake lights were on. I was like, that's weird. The car's off. The lights aren't technically on. What's going on? Apparently, long story short, the brake light switch had gone bad. Here's a picture of the brake light switch along with the master cylinder. I was initially going to replace that brake light switch, but someone suggested to me a mechanical brake light switch, which I wasn't familiar with, but once I started looking into it, it made a lot more sense to me. One thing I learned is that when your brake light switch has gone bad and you want to put in a mechanical switch, you still need your bad brake light switch to go back into the master cylinder because it holds the brake fluid in. If you don't put that in, your brake fluid just squirts all over your floor. I found that out the hard way. This is a mechanical brake light switch. I'm going to show you where it's installed in just a minute, but your brake pedal, when it's released, it holds this switch back, and when you push in on your brake, it allows it to move forward, thus completing the circuit and turning your lights on. Let me show you where this goes. So I think I mentioned in a previous video, when I first got this Jeep, I didn't know what this plate on the floor was, what it was for, but this is where the master cylinder is. If you need to fill up your brake fluid, check your brake fluid, it's right here. But if you see these 2 screws right here, that's where I have my mechanical brake switch attached. Kind of got to pull it out gently because my wires don't have a lot of slack in them. All right, so that's the switch. When the brake is not depressed, it holds that switch like here. So when I push on the brake, it allows this to go forward. So anyway, that's just kind of cool. It doesn't work like a traditional brake light switch in these vehicles that basically uses the pressure in the brake lines to indicate when the brake needs to come on or not. So I'm gonna put this guy back in here. While I'm waiting on Kenneth, I'm just gonna get this hood open for him. Man, I finally got the alternator back on. If you saw my previous video, I was messing with that alternator quite a bit, and It's really driving me crazy, but she's back in. Took her out this morning. She's running great. All right, so my buddy Kenneth's here. I'm going to pick his brain on a few things. Man, the first thing I wanted to tell you about, and I may have mentioned this before, but I took it out for a 20-minute drive today. No problems, staying right at 180 degrees, not running hot at all. But when I bring it back, I start losing antifreeze from this overflow, and it's not a lot. I mean, maybe a half a cup. You know, it's not much. But I don't know if that's an issue with, I don't know. I mean, it is 80 years old, but I don't know what's causing it to drain so much after every time I run it. Let's go see if you had any ideas.
So antifreeze expands when it's hot.
Okay.
So you might not have to fill this all the way to the top. It might be pushing out the extra that it doesn't want.
Okay.
So that when the engine gets to operating temp, it expands and still has room.
Okay. Well, I've been topping it off, so I'm not going to top it off.
Yeah, don't top it off and drive it around, you know, put about 30, 45 minutes on it, let it cool off, and if it's still at that exact spot, that's just where it wants to run.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
So these aren't like traditional, you know, cars we have nowadays with expansion tanks. When this has too much in it, it just vents it out to the ground. You know, where your car or my car has a tank where some people call it an overflow, it's called an expansion. When the coolant expands, that's where it escapes to.
All right, cool. So this horn I got a while back. I bought a little kit from Kaiser Willys. This is the cable that runs down the steering column. There's a little panel little rectangle panel about this big. It's actually screwed onto the steering column. So you can take that panel off and access the wires, but the position of this panel is in an impossible spot. It's like it is. It's like it's. All right, you can see the top of it right here.
Oh, I see
But
it.
I don't know why it's designed so that you can barely access it.
Are we sure that's what that's for?
I've read a little bit about this, and I saw a guy working on his horn, but of course.
Where's the actual horn button on this honk the horn?
That's actually
right there.
Yeah. So I've got a new nut for this. I've got new components for this, and I'm not sure if we want to try to fish that wire through. You know, tie the new wire to the old wire and pull it that way.
Do we know where these wires go to? I mean, I can look real quick. I just didn't know if you... can you see them coming off the bottom? It's only one feed wire. So it grounds to the steering column. So we got to find just one little bitty wire somewhere. Oh no, it's still connected to whatever. Alright. I was thinking maybe they had cut it at some point and it would just pull right out.
I told Lachey, I said, you know what I like about Kenneth is, how old are you, by the way?
26.
Okay, I told her, I said, he's about 25, but he acts like he's been working on cars for 3 lifetimes. It's all intuitive to him.
Well, my dad was 52 when he had me, so while all my friends were out hanging out, doing stupid stuff, I was at home learning how to do car stuff against my will.
Oh man, look at you.
Oh, that cover does come off. It just fell off.
Oh, it did. Oh, so it wasn't...
It wasn't even screwed on. But now, we're going to have all kinds of room to work with it. All right, I can see where it's soldered to it. That's where this wire runs down and connects and solders to it.
Ah, okay. But you're thinking that side needs to touch.
This needs to touch that brass ring.
So
we could use a socket to back it and tap it in with like a rubber mallet. All right, let's try some voodoo magic. It's gonna be a little harder to hold than I thought. That worked perfectly. I don't know if that could have worked any better.
where will this go?
This is going to be our cable to tie the ground into. So from what it looks like these horns get 12 volt constant, and then you ground the circuit. Shit, that might be how all horns work. I don't do a lot of work on horns.
It's crazy that plate was there and hadn't fallen into the road.
And it was tipped upside down. I didn't take anything out. I just pulled the shaft out and it fell off by itself. Enough to reach from the battery down there, because I'm gonna like rig it up for 2 seconds to make sure that button's working.
Okay.
So we don't get it all the way together and have to take it back apart trying to troubleshoot. First things first, let's make sure this works. I don't know how loud this is gonna be. Pretty loud.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. That should be good enough for now. All right, I'll have you come over here so you can hit that button while I touch everything together. All right, don't hit the button yet. All right, hit the button.
All right.
It works. It's good.
It is loud.
Very loud. All right, so now we need to slide this awesome tube piece back in here. Oh, that screw's snapped off in there.
Oh, really? I thought that was just some gunk that it broke off.
It might be gunk, but it kind of looks to me like it's snapped off. Hey, the spring's actually working now. It wasn't working when we first took it off. All right, let's try the new fancy one. See if this bad boy will work. All right, now we test it again to see if it still works with this button. All right, tap the button. It scares me even though I'm expecting it. All right, this is gonna be a pain in the butt to get in. I got one on it.
You got it on the bottom, right?
Yeah, I just gotta get one on the top now. Here, let me see that zip tie. I got it at my fingers, I just can't put it together.
I think I might be able to get it from this side pretty easily.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, you can loop it before you slide it down. And then slide it down and just pull it tight. That's it. All right, one more time. Hit the horn button. He works.
That's awesome.
We might not know everything, but we know something. Well, hey, we figured it out.
Yeah. That's Kenneth's car. It's getting ready to leave. Hear him coming a mile away. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Busy day in the garage. Still learning a lot about vintage automobile restoration. Sure glad I got Kenneth to help me out with some of that. I'm also learning a lot about YouTube and making a channel. I'm trying to get better every time. One thing I've noticed, I want to give you a little tip in case you're wanting to do some automotive videos. These lapel mics, they're pretty good, but it's got a magnetic backing on it. So when you lean over and work on your car, that magnet will stick to your head, stick to your fender, stick to a tool. Your mic will fall off, you won't notice it. So we had some audio issues today that not sure how bad they were, but we'll check it out when I do some editing. But anyway, hey, I got a horn. Really happy about that. Didn't have a horn when I got this, but it was low on my list of things that needed to be addressed. But I'm glad I finally got that taken care of. So anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Going to try to put something out once a week or so. I've got something planned for next weekend, so hope you check back with me. In the meantime, have a great day. Going to record a new sound effect for future use. What's up, guys? We're gonna take her out for a little spin this morning. She's been sitting a couple weeks. Just kind of want to charge the battery up, make sure she's running all right. So just gonna take a little spin. Let's go for a ride. Ooh, chilly this morning. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. It's a busy day in the garage. We got to look at some old advertising. And I'm also learning about YouTube channels. Had some audio issues here. Need to record a new sound effect for... Gonna record a new sound effect for future...